What was labour like for you?
Does anyone ever say good?
No, you know what? Who did I speak to the other day who actually, Rachel Finch had one, she's had two babies. One was like, she just basically burped her out, and then the next one was, the second one was really full on for her. And I was like, oh my God. Yeah, she said she pushed like twice and her baby came out. I'm like, you bitch. Yeah, mine was exactly like that.
Yeah, and I just remember in the lead up to it, I'd read that celiacs have easier births, so I'd cut all gluten from the diet. I had no sugar. I was antenatal. I was doing Pilates. I was swimming. I was doing acupuncture, and it was just so long, so painful. It all went pear-shaped, and I just remember saying to Mike afterwards that my only advice to anyone would be just eat what you want and take the drugs. What are we thinking that we're going to do it naturally? Honestly.
I know. I did my birth classes with a lady. What do we call them? Obstetrician.
Yeah.
And then I was in the lift with her after one of our classes, and I'm like, do you have a bit of a plan? And she said, I'm just having the drugs. And I was like, oh, you're an obstetrician. She's like, I'm not that crazy. I was like, wow.
Yeah. I mean, I guess it's different for everyone, I guess.
Yeah,
isn't it?
yeah.
I mean, I'd been awake for 2 full nights by the time I said yes to the drugs, and it was more just I need a break.
Yeah.
I need a break before we do this.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's we didn't have a birth plan. The only thing I know about them is that they never go to plan.
No,
so
never.
It's just like start with like minimal intervention and then lead up to whatever's kind of required. Yeah.
And what was it like when you first saw Mac?
Oh, look, it was kind of. So he came out. He needed to be resuscitated, so I didn't get him.
Oh,
so
my goodness.
he came out and he was sort of just white and limp and
that's so scary for you.
So this whole thing of having me on your chest and all that time, and we didn't get that.
Yeah.
So he sort of chopped and raced him off, and Mike, it's all of a sudden, you've like the baby's gone and your husband's gone, and you're there like just like what the hell just happened? Yeah.
Wow.
But then I think it was about 12 hours later when I got to hold him in the nursery.
Oh.
And just it's so cute.
Oh.
So perfect.
Yeah.
It was just so cute.
Oh no, look at you, it's still so raw for you, isn't it?
Yeah,
Only 4 months ago.
Yeah. And I've still got hormones going like crazy through this body.
Yeah.
Which makes me slight maniac at times at home.
I know, you're allowed to be though. Because you do just kind of as a woman go, I'm going to fall pregnant when I want, and my baby will come out and it'll be all healthy and fine. And you just realise how out of control it all is for you.
Yeah. And look, in the end of the day, it's not that uncommon that babies need to be kick-started and resuscitated when they come out. Like, they're still getting oxygen through the umbilical cord, so it's not like he's deprived of oxygen, but it's just that it's not what you expect.
No.
And then I remember going into the special care nursery and I couldn't look at him without bawling my eyes out. But then you look around, he spent 24 hours in there. There are babies that were in there for 3 months.
Yeah.
And it's, so on a scale of, in that moment, it was
it's hard to put it on a scale in that moment.
But 24 hours later, he was like totally fine with us, and we had this sort of healthy, perfect little baby boy.
Oh, and you didn't name him for a little while?
No, because, we'd decided on Mac James. We'd sort of had the name, but because it was sort of the birth was so traumatic, and I was going to be like, but he's so pretty, and I've got to give him a pretty name.
Yeah.
Mac's too tough. He's not tough.
Oh.
And Max was going, that's fine, we don't need to name him yet. We'll just, so it was about 4 or so days after he was born, but we didn't tell anyone that.
Yeah, so this is amazing. I think that you're onto something here, because when I had my boys, my anxiety was all around too many people coming in and visiting us, and I just wanted that bubble, especially with that first one. Oh my God, nothing like it.
Yeah.
So you literally only told your folks.
We told our immediate family,
Mike's folks, and then
that was it.
for a week.
Yeah. until we went home. We sent out a note when we went home. And that was a girlfriend who'd given me that advice with her second, that she did that with her second baby. For that exact thing that you're talking about, that it's overwhelming and you're in hospital and you're trying to work out what to do with this little human who's completely reliant on you. And you know, you're overwhelmed with love and you just want to be in this bubble. And I don't want my phone ringing, and I love that people are excited and I love that, but I wanted to be able to enjoy that too. So by the time we got home and sort of had our shit together slightly, it's like send the messages out and then
come and visit as you want.
Because
did you just kind of ignore your phone? Because people, if you just went missing for a week when you're that heavily pregnant.
Well, and I think people had worked it out.
Yeah.
A couple of mates had kind of worked it out.
I really think
oh my
that's
God,
great.
you're having your baby, aren't you? We haven't heard back from you. You're having your baby. And I just ignored all of it for a week.
That's so good. I think that is incredible advice for, you know, because it's such a special, incredible time that you just don't, and it's not the same with the second either, you know. It's like that one time where it's just the three of you.
I just wanted it to be the three of us, you know, just Mike, Mac and me.
Now, talk me through how you met Mike.
Mike, yeah, well, we've been together for over 10 years.
Yeah, long time.
Yeah, so people had actually stopped asking if we're
Yeah, I
going
know,
to have
which
babies.
is good because it's so, isn't that just, I had beautiful Megan Gale on the couch the other day who has really spoken out and said we've got to stop asking people when they're having babies because you don't know what's going on for anyone.
Exactly.
And especially when you're in a long-term relationship, it's like you just can't actually ask that. Or as soon as we had a baby, people are like, you guys going to get married now? Because we're not married. And it's like, well, you don't know if I'm begging him to marry me and he doesn't want to. You don't know what's going on.
Exactly.
It's so personal.
Yeah, and I think too, I mean, I've got mates who've been trying for years and can't, and I'm really, really mindful of that. I mean, we were lucky. We sort of had the discussion. I'd been indifferent to it for years and sort of always felt like that it's something that I probably wouldn't do, just because, like Mum said growing up, like I was never interested in babies. Like my sister, if there was, you know, someone came round and there was a baby, my sister was like, gimme, 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 gimme. And I was totally like, you know, do you want to hold Ali? It's like, no. And now I can't believe that now that I've got my little man. But we'd sort of been a bit indifferent to it, but it was just something in the back of my mind. I just kept thinking I'd hate to get to a point where, and I was watching a lot of friends struggle to fall pregnant, even some who sort of already had a baby but trying for their second.
Right.
And just thinking, well, I'm not getting any younger. And I just had in my head, what if I get to that point where it's like, I really want to do this and I've missed that window, and we didn't know how long it would take us. And we've been so lucky for it. You know, we didn't struggle with it, but just feel so blessed for that. You know. But to the point when we did fall pregnant, it's like, shit.
Yeah, isn't it? It's funny when you kind of go, yeah, okay, and then when it happens, you go, oh my God, that freak out.
Yeah, absolutely. But so we've been together for more than 10 years, and I remember we'd been together for about 6 months or something, or about a year, and we're at a friend's party and dinner party, and someone said to us, how did we meet? And so I said, it's all right, you know, we were at a bar, and it was, and I said, you know, when you just, I said, this guy walked in and he had this red t-shirt and dark jeans. I said, you just have that moment where you have just like an overwhelming physical attraction to someone. And I said, and I just got like hit by this. And I finished telling the story, blah, 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 blah. And Mike pipes in and goes, I've never owned a red t-shirt.
Oh my God, you're kidding. So, do you think it was a different guy?
I keep telling him that my soulmate's still out there.
Oh my God, that is so funny. Oh my God.
Yeah, so I don't know. I mean, I'm sure it was him. It was absolutely him. But he said he was wearing a navy shirt that night. But so anyway, somewhere out there, the love of my life.
I know. Yeah, watch out, Mike. That is so funny. And then was it kind of game on when you guys met?
Yeah, it was. And I think, I mean, I'd been single for a couple of years, but nearly 2 years. And I remember having mates sort of going like, you know, just come on out. I don't really, you know, don't like if I'm all in, then I'm in.
Yeah.
If not, I'm just, you know, not interested.
You'll know.
So,
yeah.
Yeah. So I'd been single for a while, and my girlfriend sort of saying, you know, just go on a date, and it's like, I didn't want to. It's like, no, I'll like, if I meet someone that I like and then, you know, then I met Mike, it's like, yep.
Yeah. Oh, isn't that cool? And you just know.
Yeah.
Like, and you just can't wait to like see
them.
And
yeah. And I remember he called me the day after we met. So we met on like a Saturday night. He called me Sunday.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
No games.
No games.
Yeah, right.
No games. And I watched friends who are dating now and on websites and things about, I can't wait, you know, it's like, bugger off waiting 3 days. If you like someone,
I know, but then it's such that fine
call.
line.
And call. They don't call these days.
No, just a text or dick pic.
Yeah.
Really? Yeah. Yeah. On like Tinder and stuff, just to get people get dick pics all the time.
Seriously?
Oh, for sure.
Who responds to that?
Who wants to see a peen anyway?
Well, have you ever seen an attractive one?
No. I'm yet to see an attractive one. I have never been sent one personally. And
No.
If I
feel like I'm missing out.
I do a little bit too. I'm going to say to Sam, my partner, send me a
Can you
DP.
send me one?
Yeah, I'll get him to send it to you. Group message.
Do you mind? I won't be able to ever look at Sam.
I know, you'll never look at him the same. So, because your husband is Mike Willesee Jr.
Yes. Yeah.
And so his dad is just like a legend.
Yeah.
Did you know that connection straight away? Did you know who he was when you met him?
Oh, well, he was working for Sky News then, so, and you know, so yeah, and he knew a lot of, I was out with a bunch of journo mates, so he knew a lot of.
So it wasn't a random guy in the bar, you were there with friends?
He sort of walked in randomly, but he describes it as the best night of his life.
Does he?
Because the Swans made the grand final.
Oh.
What an asshole.
Oh, that is
I remember
so
him
good.
saying that, and I'm like, oh. And then he finished it with that and just ruined it all.
Oh, that is so good.
Ruined it all.
I love it.
Yeah.
But you were saying you've almost fallen more in love with him or since he's become a dad.
It's such an amazing dad. He's so beautiful with Mac.
Oh.
And I think you do. I think you see a side to your partner that you kind of, you know, is there, but it's just so overwhelming. And he's just, I love, you know, the little moments when he's just like talking to him, or, you know, they go for little walks together, and it's just gorgeous. And he's been around, which I just take my hat off to anyone who's doing it on their own. I could not have done it on my own.
No.
Or even having a partner who leaves home at 7 and gets home at 7.
Yeah, it's hard.
Yeah, I mean, we've loved it. We've enjoyed it because I can just say when I'm feeling really shit and really tired or over it, just like,
I need a break.
Tag team it, yeah.
And so how, because you did attempt to go back to work just before Mac was 3 months.
Yeah,
and you got in there and
I did.
Yeah, so
didn't
what
work.
happened?
Well, it was like he knew. So the night before, Sunday night, and we didn't have childcare organised, and it was just way too soon.
Right,
and I just thought, no, I'll be fine. I can do this because, you know, we think we can do everything.
Yeah.
And he was up every single hour. And I remember just like that morning saying to Mike, I said, can you pass me that, he's going, what? I went, you know, I eat with it. He goes like, spoon. I went, yes.
Oh,
he goes, you can't go back to work if you can't even, if you don't even know the word for spoon.
Yeah, that brain fog. But you're still in it now, like you're incredible. Because it took me a good year to string words together.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, I think I'm still in it a bit.
Oh,
actually.
you big timer.
Yeah.
You're still teeny
Am I sounding
tiny.
like it?
I have not understood a word you've said. So you did. You tried to go back though and realised
it was just
do it yet.
it was too soon.
Yeah.
And I've got a beautiful boss, and she, you know, she's like, just when you're ready, ready. And I feel ready now. Like he's 4 months now, and I missed work, you know. And I mean, I miss him, and it's that whole juggle of, you know, when I'm at work, I kind of want to be at home, and when I'm at home, I can think about work, but we're kind of making it work.
And so, how will it work though? You can't be away. How are you going to be away the 7 months of the year?
Oh, I won't travel that much
Yeah.
anymore. I think I've done my time where I've done a lot of the overseas trips, and so I'll stay a lot more local, and like, you know, I'm going to the States in a couple of weeks, and the entourage is coming.
Yeah,
So
That's
gonna
so
be
cool.
and the guys on the crew, like camera and sound and producer, they were going, yeah, it's gonna be great. I'm sure behind my back they're going, God damn it, Langdon's bringing the baby.
They're gonna be thrilled out in LA, and they're all out. Yeah, it'll be different, but how great and how important that your work is so accommodating. There is still so much. It's still so tricky for so many women, and myself included when I had my babies, with work, where we're women, we're going to have babies, and then to worry about our jobs or go back and feel pushed out because we can't do the hours that we were doing.
And I think we're so far behind in Australia
when
it comes to this. And it's like, often, you know, I've seen it with girlfriends and all. It's like you have a baby and all of a sudden it's like you get given the easy jobs, or like, oh, you can't kind of handle it because you've had a baby. It's like, you know, it's still the same person, it's the same brain. And I think we have such a brain drain in Australia because of it. You've got these extraordinary, like, think about it, you know, we're having babies later, so we just kind of reach the peak of our career, we're at our very, very best, and we go off and have babies, and it's so difficult for us then to come back into those jobs. Like, you know, that's the lost productivity just in the number of women who can't make it work. It's too hard with, you know, finding childcare, and it's a real bitch.
It really is, and it still makes me, I actually still get shocked. I'm like, are we really still here? Are there really workplaces that, like, if you don't come back full time, that there's not a role for you here? And I'm like, yeah, but we're banging out the babies that are going to grow up, and it's just still, my mind still boggles. And and I also, and the industry that we're in, there is that fear of, okay, if I do go on, you know, take time off, will my job be there? Will somebody sit in there and replace me? Did you feel any of that?
Look, I didn't. I didn't. I felt really comfortable. I mean, when I told my boss that I was having a baby, she burst into tears and cried. She was so happy, and she's got 2 boys herself. And like Tara Brown has 2 boys, and you know, I think we're such a tight little team. Like, everyone was just really excited, and it's like, okay, right, when you come back, we're going to make it work. And so I feel very, very lucky, because I don't think that's the norm. No.
Do you also think having a boss who has her own children gets it?
Oh, I think so, yeah.
I think that makes such a difference. But then to have the women in those roles, there's so few.
Well, that's, and that's where I'm lucky with Kirsty, because I remember going in when I first tried to go back. I said, he was up every night, like hour last night, just going, oh, neither of mine slept. Like, she knew exactly what I was talking about. And she's like, just don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. And they're great now, you know, like, it's, I mean, you know, I've been doing shoots around Sydney, and it's like, okay, well, every 4 hours I've got to breastfeed.
And that, or the pump, do you have a pump and that?
Oh my gosh. I just went to New Zealand and I left him for two nights, and it was devastating. He was totally fine without me, but you know, it's just that being like a bloody cow before I left to like fill the freezer and it's just fine when you're away. But it's so weird, isn't it? It's so weird, you're this little being reliant on you, and
it's crazy, isn't it? And isn't it so true where you're like, are they going to struggle without me? And then they're totally fine. And then your partner would have had it so under control, and you're like, you should need me a little bit more. So
but you know what, I was absolutely gutted, because I was going away to New Zealand, some friends going, oh, how are you going to go away from Mac? I'm going, oh, I just, you know, it's going to be so hard. And my husband just went, you can't wait to have 2 nights in a hotel where you're not getting up to the baby, and you're going to be able to sleep through. And it's like, I am.
Totally.
It's going to be bliss. It's going to be bliss. But you don't. Like,
and especially when he's so young, you're so, like, now I'm like, get me the fuck away from those kids. I've been away for 3 nights. People are like, you're missing them, and I say yes because I feel bad.
Because you have to.
I guess. Like, I'm not at all.
See, I missed Mac.
Of course
2 nights
you did.
away.
Because you probably just think of him and your boobs would go, you know? Like, you're at that stage where you just even think of them and you start milking.
Things happen.
It's so, isn't it incredible? I used to go when I'd be out, I'd be like, don't think of them, don't think. And then I'd feel that letdown. I'd go, here we go.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Just get run with it.
Yeah, totally. So every woman that we have on the couch gets to bring a show and tell.
Yes.
Primary school style. What have you got?
Love it. Okay, so I brought with me this is a little brooch from my grandma who passed away recently, but she was probably the most influential woman in my life.
Really?
Yeah, or just not most influential. It's just such a really important part. Like my love of reading, and it comes from her.
Right.
She was a voracious reader, and so she got me into Charles Dickens and all these great books. And I remember as a little kid, and at their house they had Pop's Den, and in the den Grandma had all her books, and so we'd sort of and this little makeup kit. And just every time we'd visit, we'd be out and the kids would be in the den, and my sister and cousins would be doing makeup and all, and I'd be sitting cross-legged, just going through all of her books. So yeah, she was beautiful.
Oh.
Yeah.
And so she passed just recently.
Yeah, but she was spunky. She was great.
Was she?
She thought I was a lesbian.
Did she? Why did she think that?
It was so. It was that. It was really, really weird. It was big. When I first started at uni, and I'd dyed my hair black, and I hadn't had bothered with boys. I'd never been interested in boys.
Yeah, right.
And so I was up visiting her, and Pop had just passed away. So she'd moved into this retirement village, and there was lots of other older ladies like her, and her partners had passed. And Grandma was just sort of talking about how. It was just this really weird conversation where she sort of came out with, I just think lesbians are great.
Oh, that's so gorgeous.
And I'm like, oh yeah, Grandma. And I'm thinking, wow, Grandma's got a girlfriend in the retirement home. That's what I was thinking. I thought, Pop's passed and Grandma's letting loose. And I remember going back to uni and calling Mum and going Mum, I think Grandma's got a girlfriend. And I told her what she'd said. She says, I told her not to mention it. She thinks you're a lesbian, and she wants you to know it's okay.
Oh my God, that's so beautiful.
Cute.
It's so gorgeous.
It was so funny.
Oh, mine did for a while too, because I was so
Really?
abnormally close to my best friend. And she would come on all family trips, and I didn't have a boyfriend. I didn't even kiss a boy for 4 years.
Yeah.
When I'd already kissed boys and everything, but we just were we were each
together all
other's
the time.
+1.
Yeah.
And I remember my mum was like, "Are you and Abby together?" And I'm like, "No, we're just abnormally close, aren't everyone like this?" Oh, that's so beautiful. Grandparents are
so special.
So special. I feel so lucky, as I'm sure you do too, have had that bond and them in our life. You know?
And I love that Mac got to meet her just before she passed away.
Yeah, oh, beautiful.
Yeah, so it was lovely. And that was hers.
Yeah, and this is so beautiful.
Isn't it gorgeous?
It's really gorgeous.
I wear it all the time now,
Do
actually.
you?
Yeah.
Because it's very hard to find a cool brooch.
It is.
But you've got one.
I've got one.
And a special one.
It's a special one.
Oh.